Premier League's back. It's West Ham away. Let's get into it. Right, hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe, because it really does make a difference to the channel. And we've just passed 4,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. Woo! Champagne.
Go team.
Not quite making it rain. I don't know why I'm doing that. On tonight's show, we're going to be talking about our next match, which is away at the London Stadium against West Ham United. We're also going to be having a look back on Conte's last game, which seems like quite a while ago, but everything's been going on at Spurs, so I'm sure we're going to have good fun laughing at that. And we're also going to have a quick look back at what happened at the women's game on Sunday as they were narrowly defeated against top of the table's Bristol City. This broadcast is sponsored by Circle. Circle is the all-new futsal sweepstakes game where the jackpot moves with the action on the pitch. Whoever's in the hot seat at the final whistle takes the prize pot. There are many ways to stake and play. You can join the public circles or set one up with one of your mates, guaranteeing at least one of you wins the prize pot. Details are in the description. Use referral code MatchdayVlogs when you sign up to get yourself a free bet. You must be 18 or over to play. Please bet responsibly and be gambleaware.org. Right then, it's time to talk football. At long last, how have you endured the international break? And this is a question for the chat section, as well as Jack to my right. Is that my right side? There we go. Have you enjoyed the international break?
I didn't watch the second game. Okay. I was I don't know, flossing my teeth, watching paint dry, whatever you need to get through. But like I said, I did watch the first one because I was a bit starved of some football. It was nice to see Harry Kane get the goal. It was Bellingham looked good. First half of who played that Italy game, it was, I thought, pretty good. And then second half, pretty bad.
It kind of felt that we were rested.
It is what it is, I missed 2 games of football, so I was absolutely starved for it. So it wasn't fun. I don't know what I would have done without our little jolly talk to the women's game on the weekend. It would have been too much to bear.
Yeah, I mean, the England game was kind of a funny one because I had no intention of watching that Italy game, and it started, and I was like, oh, actually, this is quite good. This is entertaining football, and I mean, Jude Bellingham is ridiculous. I really hope he comes to the English league. It would be a shame to see him go elsewhere, but I can't see him going to Liverpool as it stands at the moment. So yeah, all in all, slightly more.
You say
positive.
That, but he is the kind of thing that would probably fix a lot of Liverpool's problems.
Yeah, but if they're not in Champions League, I don't think he's probably going to be interested, is he? But there we go.
It's only a hip scuff, but a jump away from Champions League, isn't it?
Give us a shout out if you're in the chat section. Let us know where we're watching the show from. It's always fun to know. And obviously, if you're watching this on replay, stick your thoughts in the comment section. Let's keep the conversation going. Ryan's in there already. 3 points against West Ham are vital. Massive game. Absolutely massive. Memory channel Keys. Congrats on the 4K. Thank you so much. And thank you to all the faithful subscribers. It wouldn't be 4K if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much.
Literally.
Scotland games were more entertaining. It's kind of they won the World Cup last night, didn't they? And
they sure they did.
Spain. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, no, but that was impressive display. Impressive display. So where should we begin? Should we have a quick chat about the women's game just to clear something up as well? Because I thought it was quite confusing because there are certain obligations that you have to do when you put social postings that are gifted to you, and it came up as like paid promotion. I was like, to be clear, we weren't paid to do anything. We went on our own accord, but we were gifted some hospitality treatment by the club, so thank you so much for that. But I can highly recommend getting down to St Mary's or anywhere the women are playing because the atmosphere is
great. It's so much fun.
Great. Yeah,
it's so much fun. Like, you might think, well, how loud can 2,500 people be in a 35,000 seat stadium? Pretty loud.
Yeah.
Pretty loud.
And I think we played great. We just missed that clinical edge in the final third. Sounds familiar, right?
But it's like watching any other Southampton game. But the goal that the women conceded, it's a good goal. It was a good shot, bit of individual brilliance, and they didn't really offer much more throughout the game. And if we just stuck a leg out a few more times, the amount of times that ball rolled across the goal mouth, and nobody could just get that final touch to it. But they look great. They look great, and the fluidity that they have at the back on that sort of like back three is insane.
Yeah. Was it Millie Mott?
Oh God, Millie.
She had a great game.
Millie Mott is just insanely good. The way she just busts through lines is outrageous. So,
yeah,
good stuff. Good stuff.
No,
and every time we seem to see Millie play in real life, she seems to be playing in a different position, somewhere along the back line, but still charging forward. Just good. Just fun to watch.
Exactly. And I put up a TikTok of the clip of Jack having his hospitality drink. And to be clear, it was a joke. We didn't get kicked out for that. But we were told off. I don't know. We don't think we were told off.
Nobody told me off, because I think somebody else got told off trying to bring a bottle out, and then it was all with them. The rules. Nobody explained the rules.
Exactly. It wasn't clear. But thanks for the goodie bags. They were fun.
Yeah.
Right. Do we need to go over the Spurs? Should we have a quick chat about the Spurs game?
Well, you were there. Tell me about it. Tell me what I missed.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there.
I completely forgot that you weren't there.
Thank you.
I should have guessed that from the thumbnail, because it's just me. Oh dear.
I could have sent you one from home, just sort of like in pajama bottoms, just like.
Yeah. It was a weird game though, because it was kind of felt like Spurs were there for the taking.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I really thought we could get something out of this, and it generally had that feel to it. And then Spurs just turned it on when they wanted to, and the goals that we conceded, I mean, there were great balls into the box. You could see it coming a mile off. But then when it went to 3-1, I was like, game's done. It's game out. Move on. Let's hope the goal difference doesn't get too bad. And then we just kept going. I thought that was great. To our credit, we just stuck at them and, put the pressure on. Theo, again, coming up with a goal and assist. Yeah. I mean, who would have thought that 6 months ago, that we'd be relying on Theo Walcott to bag us a point against Spurs? But it did have a feeling of a game that we could have won. So that's my only... I mean, I'm very happy for a point after being 3-1 down.
Yeah.
But... did kind of feel like
I get that. Like when you watch the game back, Spurs were there for the taking, and it's kind of a lot like the game from last season in that if that game could have ended 3-0 if it wasn't for that offsides. So if it was, but the goals that we conceded this time, Spurs when they went wide had their picking of us really, and for some reason the second half they just went really really narrow. I don't blame the guys for the Harry Kane goal. The guys in the box. Harry Kane's going to make that movement. I sort of blame Peru for allowing that ball to come in, and then for that first goal, I don't know who's to blame. Whether it's Peru, whether it's Bednarak, I don't know or whoever allowed that much space to be on that wing. It was outrageous. Like, in the end, a point is a fair score considering how much we gave away.
Yeah.
As good as we were going forward, the fact that we scored 3 goals is fantastic, but the fact that we scored 3 goals and only get a point is really quite aggravating.
Yeah. The fact that he scored 3 goals at home was just kind of like, that's mad. But Michael brings up an excellent point here. If the centre backs didn't get injured, I mean, we had to make 2 changes with Bednarek and Amabella Kotchak going off, and we had Ainsley Maitland-Niles playing in the centre back role. So it was. When you consider
what's that position number 5 for him?
Yeah.
And to be fair to him, considering what was asked of him, I think he had a reasonably good game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think anybody had a terrible game really.
Yeah,
there was a few moments where they switched off, but I think Ruben wants that core 7 or 8, and I think that core 7 or 8 are definitely there.
Yeah,
I mean, I felt we really, really missed Theo against Brentford. His runnings behind is like his power to get into space and the way that he pulls and stretches a back line.
Yeah.
It's so head and shoulders better than anybody else. And who would have thought a Premier League proven player would improve the squad? Just
who'd
crazy.
have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it
before? So yeah, Theo was great. I think Theo was probably more missed in the Brentford game than Lavia was. I don't know if we're going to go all the way back to the Brentford game, but I don't think Diallo had too bad a game, but he didn't have that that didn't have that progression in front of him that Lavia had against Spurs. And I just feel like Theo's now gone from being not a joke, but we've hired a coach is kind of what we were saying, a few months ago, and now he is kind of the first name you're putting on the team sheet. He's that's a tick.
Yeah, it is mad. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about, why is Elianusi getting game time? In his poor displays, but he did okay against.
Again, I think everyone had a good game against Spurs. Even Moy. I think I think it's going to be that joke now of Moy's the best of the best in that position off the ball, which is what you're going to hear. And that is, to be fair, his defensive play and his work off the ball is probably the best. But you just get so frustrated with how slack he gets when we're actually trying to progress at goal.
Yeah, absolutely that. And but it is a point, and when it's so tight down there at the bottom, all the points count. And with other teams playing each other in and around it, I think Leicester have got who this weekend? Leicester and Leeds have got tough opponents this weekend. Hang on. Sorry. Let me have a look. We have done some research.
Well, when it comes down to the points, I do think the Brentford game is kind of the bigger mark. That's a game where we needed to get points. And if we had beaten Brentford and gotten a draw at Spurs, we'd be like, great. But because we lost that Brentford game, and because Spurs are on that bit of a shuffle, we did kind of think, well, maybe we need to get those 3 points then. So, we just need to start beating these teams. But to be fair to Brentford, I think we all sort of maybe underestimate Brentford as still being that newly promoted side, when in reality they're just a really well coached,
very well organised side. I think that was a tough game, very tough game for us. And it kind of felt a bit perhaps an opposite of that Leicester fixture we played, where Leicester went away thinking, how on earth did we not win that? And it was kind of one of those smash and grab kind of things. And but the other two big fixtures on Saturday, of course, Palace versus Leicester and Forest versus Wolves. Two ties which are going to sort of shape up, and if either of those clubs come away with a victory, then it's going to make things look very, very different. And certainly if Palace can get something, or get a victory against Leicester, you could arguably say that maybe that might be enough to make them feel a lot more comfortable. And again, that Forest and Wolves game, it's Forest being at home against Wolves, which don't score a load of goals.
They are, anything can happen. I am now finding it impossible to do accumulators over the weekend. I'm like, I don't know.
It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts.
But I'm more confident going into this West Ham game than I have been going to a West Ham game in a while. I'm not saying that we're going, but it's just that the past few seasons it's kind of been like, right, that's 3-0 to West Ham.
Yeah.
But going into this game, I'm a bit more. I just think we're with a team with a better edge right now, and if we can just take advantage of that and the way that the spiral that West Ham are currently in, I think it really, really plays to our advantage going into this game.
Yeah. No, that's fair to say. I mean, West Ham have been sort of playing in their Europa Confidence League. Maybe it is exactly that.
It's Europa Confidence in David Moyes League.
Yeah, exactly that. So just playing against lower side opposition and build up the confidence.
But to be fair to them, they have not lost a game in that competition.
Yeah, but who they're playing?
I granted, but at the same time, you would have think a team that's gone unbeaten in a European competition would not be where they are in the league.
Yeah. I mean, they should win that, really. Which then gets them a Europa League spot. If they do, and then who knows what will happen. Should the worst happen to them and they're in the Championship playing a Europa League? Mad. Who knows? But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Of course, it is a massive fixture in the sense that West Ham are currently on. They're still in the relegation zone. So let me pull up the table. So they are on 24 points, but they've only played 26 games. So they can lose this, and I really like them to lose this. So that we can get 3 points. That'd be really helpful, and they'll still be fine. But it's all about the confidence really and how it's going to look. West Ham are going to be at home. We have beaten them at home. Their last Premier League fixture, which they won at home, was a 4-0 victory against Nottingham Forest. But I'm hearing that Nottingham Forest weren't particularly great in that regard. But yeah, it's absolutely massive though, isn't it? I mean, a win could take us out of the bottom three, and then it will really mix things up, wouldn't it?
That's the thing. Going into this game, West Ham this season have been playing. Last season, when they played well, it was against the lowest bottom of the table, and they came out and they were aggressive and they attacked. And then when they played the bigger teams, they sat really defensively, and that sort of combination did really, really well for them last year. And this year, they just seem to be sitting back all the time and really boring, which I don't think is going to be a great matchup for us because we can't unpick a defense. I just think they're at such a stage now with Moyes where they have to win and they're at home that they're going to come out and be attacking and come at us. And I think that's where we're playing right now. Teams come and play against Southampton. We seem to be able to lock up a little bit and hit them on the break. And if we're going to win, that kind of seems where it's going to be at. And this game this weekend at West Ham, because now we've broken the streak of the 3-0. It was that 3-2 last season. I know it was massive win, massive points for us. So I feel like going there again, doing it again, we're going to be the team to get Moyes sacked.
The thing is that's nuts though, because if they're sacking Moyes, they'll be employing someone like Moyes to keep them up. That's the ridiculous thing about it. It's like
you're not wrong, but in that same sense, sometimes you just do get that little bit of burnout, and you just need it. This is where Allardyce comes back. Let's be fair. The amount of time they've got and the people available. Allardyce at West Ham one more time, and then whoever in the new year. But it's just, I just feel like the way that West Ham will want to play on Sunday will be in our face attacking. Yeah, sending people up, and if everyone's annoyingly, we don't have the presser, so I don't know exactly who's 100% fitter. But I mean, Bednarak played for Poland this week, right? Well, Bednarak played for Poland this week, right? So his ribs are fine.
Yeah.
So assuming he's starting.
Bella
Koch dislocated his shoulder again, and it's the same. It's the same injury that he had before the World Cup that he didn't get fixed. So maybe
did he not have surgery?
No, he didn't have it. Because if he had it, he would have been out for the World Cup. So he decided not to have it.
Right. Okay.
World Cup, and now we're at a bit where he would probably want to rest him a little bit. So maybe maybe it's going to be Bednarak and Salasu, or maybe our man Lianco might make a comeback.
Who knows? I mean,
even Salasu, like it, I just feel like maybe with Bella Koch being out, maybe sellers might think, well, Bednarak and Salasu more prem, but maybe think Salasu now, after being told off a few times, might stop those balls coming into the box.
Yeah.
Because his aerial duels are fantastic, and we just keep getting beaten at these stupid set pieces.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do our chosen 11. Should we move on to that?
Oh, what do you think about West Ham? I'm not going to take up all the airtime, my friend. How are you feeling about West Ham going into it? Who are the danger men for you?
I'm always nervous about West Ham, but they haven't been able to score goals, and they're leaky defensively, so they're kind of the perfect opposition to play.
Step in, Danny Ings.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, I think it's always a tough place to go, the London Stadium. But if we can get something early on, I think the fans will turn, and then it might be a little easier for us.
But how will those players ever know that the fans turn on them? There's no way they can hear the fans in that stadium.
Perhaps they get like an email or something like that. We're not happy with how you're playing.
If they started doing like votes like that in the stadium and putting them like around the pitch so the players knew how unhappy people were, that would be a great addition to the sport.
Exactly. So it's always a threat really, but it's just in terms of it's playing another club that's around us, and we haven't done that well, have we? In terms of clubs around us, we went up against Fulham. Sorry, not Fulham. Went up against Forest. Went up against Leeds, and all these games which losing just hits us so hard. And I
But
think that
I
there'll be a nerve factor in the sense
yeah,
that we just got to go out there and be utterly fearless and just go at it. Because the worst thing we can do is make it a nervy display and then not get anything from the game and gift 3 points to an opposition club around us. That'll be the harshest thing, and then it will look ugly. It will look ugly because we'll start to get a gap there. So we just got to go out there and get 3 points because the wins are what we need. And I was keep thinking back to, you remember that season when we beat Swansea away,
yeah,
and the difference that made is because it was basically a relegation rival, and it just gave us the cushion. And it's just I mean, they call them 6 pointers for a reason, and it just gives you that
exactly.
the confidence, but also the distance and a bit of a I mean, we're rock bottom at the moment, so we just need to get it. Just need to get over the line.
If it wasn't for that Brentford result, right? Maybe if it wasn't for Brentford and Leeds, like you would look at this team and think, right, I know that they're going to give 110%.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the game at the weekend, the comeback, and you saw the huddle when they were 3-1 down. There's a determination and togetherness in the squad, and that includes Ruben Sellers as well, because I think the players like him so much. He's kind of the perfect guy to be where we are right now, to just have the feel and the chemistry there.
Yeah,
And I look at teams around us who are dropping managers, and now and they're maybe where we were 2-3 maybe 2 months ago with Jones.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that we're going to start seeing those little drop-offs whilst we slowly just progress. I think, you look at that. I hate those things where it's like the table since Sellers has come in, but you look at just the form since Sellers has come in, and you think,
Right.
I think there's enough there to pick up those points.
Yeah.
And the teams around us to drop those points now, because you've got to hope that they're going to go on a run like us. And now that we've turned our tide, and this is our little run towards just to save it, it's just something's got to go our way. And I think this is kind of the game where it kicks off.
Yeah. I mean, the way to look at it, I mean, 4 wins. All these clubs have basically got to get 4 wins.
Yep.
And it's job done. But we've only won 6 games all season.
Exactly.
So that's a challenge. That is a challenge. Right. Well, let's get on to our chosen 11. So as always in the chat section, please put in your predicted 11 for this away game at West Ham. I'm going to move into a new. There we go. Look at that.
Wow.
It's in the middle.
You're
just
like changing the game. You're just changing the game.
Just mixing it up. So right, let's move. Let's just get strong with this. Right, we're going Baz. You had a great game for Ireland.
Yep, and to be fair, he's been pretty solid in front of the goal the past few games. He seems to be more confident now, especially coming to collect stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to go Kyle Walker-Peters in the right back.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's kind of fair to say.
I think almost 3 of the 4 at the back here almost choose themselves now.
I'm going to stick in the Captain Obvious ones.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, because I think you got. I think Peru's definitely going to start. I think Bednarek's definitely going to start.
Okay.
I think Theo's definitely going to start. Someone leaving their caps on over there.
Fat fingers. So you're going Bednarek, yeah?
Yeah, Bednarek.
Bednarek.
And I think Theo's going to start.
What down here?
No,
Jokes.
don't be silly. Don't be silly.
Theo.
I think Lavia's fit to go, right? So that's no reason why he wouldn't start.
Okay. Everyone's fishing around.
And then other players.
Other players.
I think I would say Shea, but Shea went off injured in his game for Scotland, didn't he? So I don't know whether he's good to go.
Do you think Onuachu starts?
I'd like to see Onuachu start. I would like to see Onuachu start, and I'd like to see Sumana start. And there's just a part of me that thinks that I kind of a little bit want to see Aribo start. I know that's outrageous. I know it's more likely that we should start Alcaraz, but
yeah,
I just kind of like the idea of Aribo and Paul up top. Des has gotten his claws into me.
Yeah, exactly that. Let me have a look through, see what the chat section is saying.
But that's it. That's the other thing. Mara's little cameo at the end of the Spurs match was great as well. But whether that's to start the next game, I think might be a bit much.
But here's my logic. Here's what I'm thinking: is the fact that we're not playing out and out strikers because we're not playing with strikers. We're playing like a false nine.
Yeah,
and I don't think Ruben Sellés has the luxury, or thinks he has the luxury, of having someone up top who's just going to hang around up there. But the flip side of that is you kind of get that with Sekou Mara anyway.
Yeah.
So if your strike partnership is the option of Adam Armstrong, Sekou Mara, and Onuachu, I'd start Onuachu.
Yeah, so would I.
And then have Sekou Mara come on as an option.
I do honestly think that Onuachu is almost perfect for the system if he just tracked back a little better and was better defensively and off the ball. Because the way like the ball sticks to him, he's a magnet. He can just get it down and drop it back. And if you are playing with those attacking midfield, to have him to be able to pass the ball off would be next level. So who you go for that number 10 spot, mate?
Let's see where he's going. Should we see what it looks like if I just type it in there? Should we see?
If you put Aribo in there and you put Sulmana on the other side, doesn't that just scream of awesome?
It does, but here's the thing.
On paper, but
if Onuachu ain't coming back, he's not.
No,
not if he's up there. So I would love that, but I can see it being. I can't see Armstrong playing alongside.
It's going to be Moy.
You reckon Moy up top?
No, I don't think it'd be up top. I think Moy will sit in that number 10 a little bit deeper and cut in and about.
One, isn't it?
Or what about Alcaraz?
And play like a rotation and have Alcaraz in there. All right.
Because if Alcaraz can just cut in behind the defense, like a lot like Theo, his attacking runs are fantastic, and I think he, maybe a little bit careless sometimes, but I think he's off the ball. He puts in a lot of effort as well.
Yeah.
See, I think that's a good team. I've been missing a centre back still, but
no, I like player 2. He's
pretty good.
Yeah. No, I reckon it's going to be this. If the injuries are in full effect, then that's what I can see. It's slightly terrifying me.
Again, I don't hate it though. I don't hate it.
No. I want Dush Kaletakar that played against Palace.
Yeah. That player is in there.
Played against Bournemouth.
Yeah. His aerial threat's great. I think he's strong and he's a bit of a poop house as well. He gets stuck in. He lets people know.
Yeah.
Benji's
got a good show actually. Theo up top.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But then again, I just feel like Theo on that wing he just cuts well.
He does, but I don't know. But
that's what I mean. That's what I mean about that Alcaraz role in the middle there. If you were to put Moy there, it's almost like a rotation of that sort of position.
But running out of players. If only we could have 12 players on the pitch, that'd be really helpful. Because
luckily we can make 5 substitutions, and to be fair to Sellers, I think he's done whenever he makes them. They've been pretty good so far.
So maybe if you had, sorry, Paul, I'm gonna have to do this to you.
So you think literally no striker?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a ballsy move.
Only because just the fact that Alcaraz and the goals that he's got have come off working off Shea, who was basically playing back here, wasn't he?
Yeah.
If we're honest, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, let's be honest. That's our team.
Yeah, there ain't anyone here. It's just not happening.
It's whoever
So,
it's whoever's running into that space at that time is in that
yeah,
position.
yeah, exactly that.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Yep.
I just can't see him not starting either Shea, Paul, Mara. Theo's on the wing. I think that's.
Yeah, I think Shea Adams being injured is probably a big problem for us because he's a hard-working number 10. So it's going to be a problem. Big problem.
But then again, he might not even be out. We don't know that for sure. Might just been a precaution him coming off.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, that's about as conclusive as we're going to get today, isn't it?
I think so.
Let's see. It's only got extra comments in here. Coming in from Alpha Gaming, James Prowse, Lavia, and Charlie are one of the best in midfield we've had in a long time. All can go forward and track back in the game. It's a good shout.
Yep.
Lavia sitting a bit deeper. Yeah, so maybe. I'm just moving people around.
Just move the stuff around.
Yeah. Who do you stick in the middle?
I put Theo back on the wing, and then I would probably put Paul or Shea. Let's assume Shea's going to play.
Okay. If Shea's going to play, Shea goes in here.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Shea / on the right show.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. That's a team.
There we go. Good stuff. I think we nailed that.
Yeah. This is
High five.
I'll go both ways because I don't understand how screens work.
Oh dear. Right, there we go. I'm locking that in.
Locking it in.
Our 12-man squad for West Ham away. Locked in.
It's final. You just decided.
We got it. We got there in the end. Fantastic stuff. Right then, let's move on to our most audacious part of the show. We're going to talk about score predictions. So please stick in your score predictions in the chat session or in the comment section if you're watching this on replay. And we'll go going through those right after me and Jack have given ours. Right, who's going first?
I think it's your turn.
Is it?
Sure.
Okay. What do I think? I'm typing it.
He's typing it. He's got an answer.
I've got an answer. I'm going to say really ordinary, but I don't care because it gets us 3 points. 2-1.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say 2-1.
It's like the safest one you can push in it.
Yeah.
Well, in a way.
In a way.
Us scoring 2 goals, but we scored 3 in the last one. So, keep the momentum going. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with 2-1. And who are my goal scorers? Alcaraz and Ward-Prowse. And I don't care who scores this.
Well, you know who's going to be.
No one.
Preferably no one. Well, you know who it's going to be.
No one.
In fact, this morning I was randomly watching The Simpsons, and the episode, the snake whacking day came on. I thought, oh, it's Danny Inn's weekend this weekend, isn't it? So that makes sense.
Nice. Okay, go on. I've put in what I think you're gonna say. I shouldn't have said that because now you're gonna try and jinx me on you.
Well, I know.
Mix that up.
There's a particular game that I'm thinking of, right? I can't remember. Was it what? I don't know if it was last season or the season before against Aston Villa.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that game? What was the score in that game where it was just loads of goals? Was it 4-3?
That was a mad game.
Yeah, it was a mad game.
2 free kicks.
Yeah.
For Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
So I'm going to say 4-3.
You've only done that because that's.
Listen, a regular man would say 3-2 because I think we're going to win. I think there's going to be goals and we're going to have to prove ourselves. But because I thought it's Southampton, I could see us 4-1 at half time, be like, oh my god, look at what a game, and then it ending 4-3, be like, oh my god.
Our most watch along ever.
That's what I'm thinking of. The most watch along this weekend.
Yeah, and we are doing a watch along on Sunday. It's going to be fun.
Exactly. We're going to be back in the saddle again.
Yeah.
You know, this is going to make up for the United watch along and all of that lockdown watch along. Really, let's be fair.
We're going to mix them up. Right. So there we go. Jack's going for a 4-3. I had it in there.
What score did you put in there?
I put 2-0. I thought you were going to say 2-0.
Boring. I need to go for all my goal scorers, don't I?
Yeah. All of them. All 7 of them.
I'm going to go for another Prowse brace.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
I'm going to go Sulemana. And I am going to go for a Yanni B goal.
All right. Okay. I don't hate that. Didn't he score?
Within that 4-3, I also expect a Yanni B own goal. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Did he score in the London Stadium last time?
I think so, yeah.
Sorry, Josh
I think that's
absolutely right.
Isn't that when he broke the curse? Isn't that when he broke the if Yanni B scores, we lose 3-2, and then that was the game where he broke that curse where we won 3-2.
I'm not sure if it was that game. Was it that game? I can't remember.
Somebody can tell me. If not, who cares?
Oh, I just put 34-3. No, just 4-3. There we go. Sorry, Josh is absolutely right. There we go. I fixed it.
Southampton always come first.
I fixed it.
Did you?
You know what? Did I? No, I didn't. No, you didn't. I didn't. What was that on there?
Do you know what? Just leave it.
That's weird. You show. There you go.
There we are. You
Weird
did it.
Thing.
You did
Weird
it.
Thing. The score thing, not you, Jack. Right, let's go through these. Let's go to the top. Who's first? James 397 is going for what I thought Jack was going to go for. He's going for a 2-0 Southampton.
Nice.
I thought we were going to do one of those things where we go, Southampton. No, you didn't. Ryan's going for a 2-0 Saints. Shea Adams and James Ward-Prowse to score. I'm confident that Shea Adams coming back. I'd love to see that. Singatili is going for a 2-1 Saints. This with me. Look at that. Charlie's going for a 3-1 Saints. James Ward-Prowse, Sulemana, Shea, Danny Ings because he used to play for us. Yeah, indeed. Lewis is going for a 2-1 with the James Ward-Prowse free kick. Would be nice to equal Beckham's record. Sorry. Alpha Games go for a 2-1 win. You have a feeling Ingsy will score, but so will James Ward-Prowse to equal the record. And Sulemana on the break. He's a very quick player, Sulemana. It'd be great.
In my game, not only does he get the record, but he also breaks it as well. That braces 2 free kicks again.
Love it. Love to see it. Kevin's going for 2-1. WEQ's going for a 1-0. Josh is going for a 3-1 Saints. James Ward-Prowse free kick to equal Beckham's free kick record, followed by another free kick to beat his record. Yeah. There we go. Followed by Danny Ings smacking the ball into his face into his own goal. Rice for them.
And rice for them.
Nicely done. Singatili's scorers are Shea and Charlie. Charlie. It's difficult to say that. James's goal scorers are James Ward-Prowse and Big Paul to score. I'd love to see Anuachu get on the score sheet and get it done, really. I'm not going to read out that one. Les is going for a 2-0 James Ward-Prowse and Kyle Ward-Prowse. Kyle Walker-Peters there. Toby's going for a 2-0 Saints. Scrappy Shea goal and Stu off the bench. Kyle has a long-range effort. All the way from off the bench.
Off the way, God. Is that legal?
It is now. Dang's going for... Dang! You know, I love Danny here. Yeah, a lot of respect for Danny Ings. I got to be honest. I'm kind of with you on that. Well, did a lot for the club. Yeah,
but then...
Didn't leave very ceremoniously, did he? Didn't leave nicely.
Hey, listen, I've learned to forgive Bednarak. If you come back, it's all is forgiven.
Yeah, if you forgive Bednarak, you got to forgive Danny Ings unless he does something on Sunday, and then we can't. Charlie is going for a 2-0 James Ward-Prowse free kick. Love it. 30-yard bullet.
Love that.
And Ings to miss a pen. Hey. Isaac's going for a 2-1. Someone, anyone. Danny Ings' own goal. Why not? Chloe's feeling super confident. She's going for a 4-0 Southampton with James Ward-Prowse free kick. And 2 goals for Theo and Shay. Nice. Benji is going for a 3-1 Saints. Theo, Paul Prowsey. Probably Ings. Everyone's sort of thinking Ings is going to...
That's our luck, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly that.
But saying that, I thought our luck would be Richarlison would score against us, and then look what happened there. So if Danny Ings goes off injured in the first minute, we're on.
Yeah, that was a mad with all those injuries to start off with. And Josh is very happy that I switched up the scores. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Wayne is going for a 3-1 Southampton, and he's going to watch the game. Fantastic. It's if you go to the stadium, I recommend stocking off at Shake Shack and get yourself a burger. Makes the day a bit better. Yeah. What am I saying? It's going to be an amazing day for the travelling support. It's going to be absolute carnage with our win at the London Stadium. Look at that. Since you wish Man United would beat Newcastle in the final, I want West Ham to bump Southampton. A lot's been made of that comment. That was a throwaway comment. It travelled 5 hours to get to St James's Park, and it was. I didn't mean it. Goodness me.
But in another way, he did mean it.
Jack loves the fact that I can carry favour with Newcastle fans. He loves getting that momentum going. Now I've got no problem with Newcastle fans. It's fine.
Hey, I like
Saudi money.
Yeah, I would like Saudi.
Yeah, we would all like Saudi money. Indeed. Right, there we go. That has been our score prediction section of the show. Thank you so much for those. And please be sure to stick in your score predictions if you're watching this on replay in the comment section. And we'll keep the conversation going. And long may it continue. I guess the other final thing we can chat a bit about is maybe some of the comments that have come out from certain players. There was a mention of an interview with Jerry Rebo talking about he's not... I don't know what the exact wording was, but it sounded like he wasn't too fussed about.
I believe what I read was not fussed or phased.
Yeah, not phased. I think probably turned into not fussed. But I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I think ultimately he's probably speaking in a way that would be respectful of the manager, and I think sometimes things lost in translation can come out sounding very different. So I'm not making a massive amount of that. But what I will say is that I haven't seen anything that sort of warrants sounds funny to say because we haven't seen Aribo get game time. But when we've seen Aribo get game time, he doesn't look like the sort of person that's going to be pressing and playing a high line and tracking back and running like a lunatic for 90 minutes. It never strikes me as that sort of player, right?
No.
Not to lead your answer there, but that for me, I just think
the thing is, like, there are players that were brought in, and I think both windows now, you look at it, it's just like, what was the thought process behind the purchase here? Because if Aribo, like, if he was on the radar for as long as he was, and he was brought in quite early in the summer,
yeah,
there must have been a plan for him. And the fact we got that really leads me to think that he's really not showing anything. But in those games that we have seen him, okay, he didn't track very well, but his attack was really great. His progression was really good, and he was actually really confident in front of goal.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in a team that until Sunday, we had only had 2 players score since the World Cup.
Yep.
Now I went to 4, so good on the boys. But you're trying to look for goals anywhere. So the Aribo situation is odd. But when you look at players like Orisic, and who else do we bring in? Like even Paul Sulemana.
Mm-hmm.
None of those players that you've bought for an attacking position press.
Yeah.
None of those players press, and they are players that I honestly think given time in the league, will adapt eventually, and they will bring that.
Yep.
But if that's what you needed right then and there, I just think all signings this season have been either bought for the wrong manager, the wrong system, or at the complete wrong time. None of them have really been right or worked. Apart from Alcaraz, I think Alcaraz has been the best of the batch, probably. If you think of the players that have come in,
yeah,
probably that. Alcaraz is the best. Sulmana probably second.
I think that's fair. I think in terms of the quality that we've seen and the sort of style of football that we're now playing again, because, let's face it, Ruben Seller's ball is Ralph ball, isn't it? So when we see the sort of football that we're playing, the only players that I see suiting that are Sulmana and Alcaraz.
Yeah.
Because, if you take what we've seen in the games, like Orsic when he's been playing, it's just been so sluggish and off the pace. It just looks bizarre. Same to be said with, Aribo. But that said, there were games that I saw.
Aribo is one of the more frustrating ones because he's a player that has experience enough. I know it's Scotland and you can make what jokes you want, but he did play big games.
Yeah,
and he is obviously final. He is quite clearly a class player. Even that goal he scored for us pre-season shows you just what he has to offer.
Yeah,
and it's just hard to believe that it's only because he doesn't press is the reason that he's not in the squad.
Right. Because
if he gives enough in an attacking threat anyway, you can kind of forgive him not pressing if he's going to give you goals.
Yeah.
If he had scored 4 or 5 more goals this season, you would forgive him for not pressing.
But then we haven't seen loads of goals from anyone else.
Exactly that. That's what I mean. Like, so none of them are scoring. No one who you'd want to score is scoring.
No.
Oh, no one. It's so odd because our goal scorers are our midfield, and we don't score goal. And our winger, it's so odd, man. Like the fact that our wingers don't get assists. And it's more likely that our striker will get an assist because we're playing it for him for someone to turn. It just kind of shows you like what odd buying we've done and what a mismatched team we've got right now and how bloated it is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see some short stays. Like, whether we stay up or go down, whatever happens this season will happen. But in the summer, I wouldn't be surprised to see Orsic go. I wouldn't be surprised to see Aribo go. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of the bigger names that we got in go, and we try to just get as much cash for them as we possibly can, and go again in the summer with a better idea.
Coming here from just pick up from Mark, but Joe was the Romeu replacement. I'm guessing that's what it means. But we kind of were sold that the fact that Aribo was a very versatile player who could play in multiple positions.
Along the front lines.
Yeah, along the front line, exactly that, or on the wing, or playing more centrally and things like that. But do you think it's another one of the situations where he's not that versatile, or his role kind of crosses over with Ward-Prowse and he's not too well at adapting around that? I mean,
the problem is, I think when he was fighting for a spot in the team, when you were like, when we were still in a position of like Aribo should be playing more. Annoyingly, it was that little phase where Prowse was playing quite well in a slightly more advanced role.
Yeah.
But now we all agree Prowse has to sit slightly deeper, and him and Lavia are that kind of the 2 6s with either one can advance a little bit further. So now I do think that that's why when we did the lineup earlier, that's why I would probably like to see Aribo in that number 10, because I do think he plays better just behind the strikers and with the ability to go either side. And I think that position would work really, really well from the fortunately he now has. Is that's Alcaraz's position, and Alcaraz has proven that he can do it, and he tracks back a little bit better.
Yeah,
you probably Aribo's probably a better player going forward a little bit, but he just doesn't track back at all.
So where in this lineup do you think is Aribo's favourite position? If he could literally say,
I would put him in that Alcaraz role.
Okay, interesting.
Put in the Alcaraz role, kind of like what Moy does as well. If Aribo probably does in attack what Moy does off the ball, and between the two of them, you probably would have a complete player.
Yeah.
But we're now in a position where we know that Alcaraz can attack and he tracks back a little bit better, but we know that Moy's going to do the work off the ball, and then you've got Aribo, who probably is the best attacking of the three of them. Yeah. So what do you choose? Well, we need players that are pressing off the ball because that's when the system works well. So that's the priority, really. And then, Alcaraz is going to do the best of both. The best of both between the three that we've got. So it's just hard for Aribo. But I do kind of like what Des says. I kind of like the idea of Onuachu, Aribo, and Sulmana all in that little attack there. I just feel like if there's a relationship that's going to grow, I feel that could do the job. But it's also a bit too late in the season for you to.
It is. That's my other thought. The fact that if you, I totally agree. If you had Aribo and Onuachu and Sulmana, kind of interesting to see how that will work. But we're kind of in a position in the league where we don't have the luxury of trying that out. If we were 10 points better off and approaching the end of the season, it would be like kind of fun to see that put into the equation. But I just, with where we are, it's kind of like I just don't think we can risk that. That'd be really tough to do. But okay, interesting. Has Ruben even played Aribo yet? No, he hasn't. No.
Not even in any of the cup games. Again, which just sort of shows you might be a bit of an attitude problem.
Yeah. Just tell me, you can't call them Notts Forest. They don't like that. I'm going on a Nottingham Forest show again on Monday for the Beat the Drop. So I remember that. I'll drop it in there. See if anyone picks it up. But yeah, it's a fun show. Check it out. Monday, 8:00. There we go. Anything else that's caught your eye in the world of football? I tell you one thing that's caught my eye is that apparently this DAZN channel that might be buying the rights to every single EFL game there is.
I mean, that would be pretty amazing. I mean, it's about time the lower leagues got better coverage, and I would love it if the lower leagues got like an American style coverage where you can watch every game.
Yeah, well, a lot of American channels are pushing for this and to have exposure of those things, and effectively it would bring to an end the 3:00 blackout of where none of the 3 p.m. fixtures are played live on TV, and I think it's probably something that's one of those things that's very outdated in the world of football, much like many other things that I could perhaps go into, but I won't because it'll take me forever to go through them all. I'll do an extra video on that. Who knows? But I don't think showing 3 p.m. games on TV is going to stop someone going to the football if they're going to go to the football.
It's
and I think it's probably going to have
impossible to get the games.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the opposite effect. If someone sees a game on TV at 3:00 and I think, that's only down the road from me, I'm going to go. And
exactly.
Yeah. So
it's insanity given that the rest of the world, and it literally is the rest of the world, have access to watch all of the games.
Yeah, whatever they want, every single one.
And we just live in a world where everything's instant anyway. Like it's ridiculous. It's if you explain to somebody else, like an American coming to England, explain to them why we can't watch all the games, or the fact that we can't watch the games full stop, they'd be so confused. They'd be so upset.
Yeah, it would indeed. No, because I can see it changing. I mean, a lot of people are saying that it will then mean that the Premier League will then suddenly show fixtures at 3:00. Apparently, there's a lack of motivation from the Premier League to do that in the UK because they think the scarcity of games make them the ones available more appealing, and that's just rubbish. I just think if
surely if there are eyes watching it, there are eyes watching it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things going through COVID is the fact that they were showing every single Premier League tie,
which makes it even more annoying because it lets you know that they have every ability to do it.
Yeah, they are. And that's what I mean. They're showing it to others across the world right now, so it's it makes no sense.
And if you're going to keep cracking down on people getting dodgy streams at home,
yeah,
there's one way to sort this problem out, and that's just put the games on the TV.
Sort it out.
If you're the Premier League, how are you not just looking at every TV contract you have and go, well, why don't we just time all of these out and then we just start our own streaming service?
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that. I do.
Literally, a Premier League streaming service would just blow everything out of the water.
Yeah, absolutely that. I'm just looking through on the likes. There's 11 likes on this and 57 people watching. What's going on, guys? What's up? What's up with that? Come on, sort it out. Smash that like button. I'm gonna watch it.
It is not. It is 9 o'clock. Come on.
Is it?
It's late. It's late.
Come on. See it go up. Anyone? No, no one. I'll just keep watching it. I'll keep watching it. Da da da. No,
I mean, this is why they're not watching. This is exactly this reason here.
I'm gonna wait. No, it's fine. Come on, guys, sort it out. 56 and 12 likes. Come on.
This is because you're so
bad. This is bad. This show. Come on.
This is because you're so late, mate. That's because this is on you and your time.
Yeah, let's pretend that we're not doing the show tomorrow night because of other reasons. It's fine.
Just you shut your mouth. Stop being rude.
Oh dear. Jack, thank you so much. He does like everything and likes on Facebook post. So we always appreciate every single like. There we go. This Sunday we won't be going to the game, but we will be doing. Hold it. I'll find it. There it is. We will be doing the watch along.
Yes, they're back, baby. Now, is this our first Southampton watch along since COVID?
We did the Swansea FA Cup game. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, we did.
Was it FA Cup or League Cup? FA Cup.
One of them.
Because the Welsh Football Association weren't allowing fans in, so we couldn't go to that game. So we did a watch along for it.
Yeah, that's why we didn't go to Swansea.
I would have gone. It would have been nostalgia, back on that. Back on. So yeah, we will be doing the watch along. It'll be live from 1:45 on Sunday afternoon. So join us. Have us on your phone. Stick the game on the TV. Join the conversation. It'll be a good laugh. I promise. It'll be fun. I'll make it fun. And if it's not, we can just be in it together, get through it, and but we're all going to stay positive.
Yeah, it's more of a deep therapy session.
Yes. Set up some candles if it goes horribly wrong.
I've got incense kicking about. It'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly that. So there we go. That pretty much concludes the show for today. But thank you so much for joining us live in the chat section. And if you're watching this on replay, stick in your thoughts on the games coming up and that have passed in the comment section to keep the conversation going. But like I said, we will be doing a watch along live on Sunday afternoon. So join us from 1:45. We'll be doing a little bit of a preview just before the game. And maybe even do a reaction. Jack, you've been distracted there. What are you doing? What's going on? You've been dragged off screen.
I've been kicked.
Outrageous.
I know.
Outrageous. But we will be going live at 1:45. So join us on that. And thank you so much to everyone who's joined us live on the show. It really is greatly appreciated. And once again, thank you so much for helping us hit 4K. It's a massive milestone for us, and we are greatly appreciated. So greatly appreciated. We are appreciative of your support as always. But as always, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like. Still on 12 likes here, so let's sort that out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Mike will track down your IP addresses.
They're all there. I've got them. As always, remember, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like. And we'll see you in the next one. All right, see ya.
Bye.